what's going on, guys? In this video we are going to see how to use your array elements as counters. What do I mean by that is, if you watch my previous video, I think 3 or 4 videos ago, I did something called random program that will find out the random numbers. We did a the dice roll dicing. So rolling a dice, what will the variables we can get, what are the values we can get. Rolling a dice, like it goes from 1 to 6, something like that. We created a program like that. We are going to see how to create the same program using these arrays. But in arrays we can do even much further than that. Like in the random dice program I didn't do much. Like I just limited for certain rolling. But in this array we are going to see for 1000 times. We can do 1000 times. Okay, now let's go ahead and see how to do that. First of all, to do that, I import this random again. If you remember, in that video also I imported random first. Like if you remember using scanner, you had to import the scanner first. Like that, to use the random numbers, to roll a dice, or you want to get a random number, you have to import this one first. And then now we are going to create our arrays. First of all, I like object. We have to do it for random as well. Like random rand is equal to new random, and then bracket, and then close it with semicolon. Okay, now we are going to create our array, to integer type of array, and then I'm going to name the array as frequent. Here what we are going to see is, we are going to roll a dice. Like the dice has 1 to 6, and we are going to roll that 1000 times, and we are going to see how frequently we are getting certain number. Like how frequently we are getting 1, how frequently we are getting 2, how frequently we are getting 3. Like that for 6 numbers we are going to see how frequent we are getting. So to do that, I'm creating the array, frequent array first. New integer frequent, and then new integer new int, and then I put number 7. The reason I put 7 is, the array takes the elements from 0. Like it start from 0 and go up to whatever the value you give. If I put 7, it goes like, okay, 6. It counts 7 numbers. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 7 numbers, because since it's starting from 0, 6 numbers, like 0 to 6 is going to be 7 numbers. We need 1 to 6. We don't need 0, because we don't have 0 in the dice. So we are going to do something later on. But first of all, you have to make sure you get from 0 to 6. That's why I put 7 right here. And then now we are going to use a for loop. Inside of this one, I put integer, and then I initialize the roll with 1. Okay, because I want this one from 1. And then I put roll less than, okay, let's put 1000 times. We are going to, since we are it's going to run 1000 times, so less than 1000. When it comes to 1000, it's going to stop. And then roll plus increment by 1. And then within this for loop, we are going to put this rolling dice. So I put plus frequent, and every time certain numbers get certain numbers comes, it's going to count those things. Now I'm going to add 1 to that. Remember, as I said, like we don't want 0, so we have to add 1 to that. So you see, in case if we roll a dice and get 0, it's going to add 1 to that, so we will get 1 in 0's place. And if we get 1, we will get 2, and if we get 2 plus 1, 3. So it's gonna go from 0 to 5, but we are going to add 1 to everything. Okay, so to go from 0 to 5, what we have to do is 1 plus rand dot next int to go from 0 to 5. We have to put 6 right here, because if you put 6, it's going to start from 0 because 6 values like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 until 5. So we have 6 numbers. So it's going to go from 0 to 5, but we are going to add 1 each time. So we don't get 0 because if it's 0, it's going to get 1. If it's 1, we are going to get 2 because we are going to add 1 to everything. Okay, so we will get an illusion that we don't get 0. We just go from 1 to 6. That's this thing. And then finally we want to display everything we do. First I'm going to put the title for that. We want to get the title like face. Face mean, in dice face we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's face. So I'm going to put title for that. System.out.println, and then in the title we are going to put face, and then I leave a tab, so it will leave a space. Frequency, we are going to see, okay, if a dice has 1, how many times we got 1, that's frequency, and then semicolon, and again to print out all the frequency and phase, we are going to create another for loop. Int phase is equal to 1, and then phase is less than frequency dot length. If you remember, if you watch my last video, you know what is frequent less than length mean. It's actually the array size. Frequent length mean it's going to run the size of the array. Like let's say array has 15 numbers in it, so it's going to run 15 times. That's what the phase is less than. Like why less than? Because since it start from 0, when we put frequency length less than, it's going to be correct. Okay, because it doesn't start from 1. Now the next thing is we are going to do the increment by 1, phase plus plus, and then we are done. We are done with the for loop. Now we are going to go inside of this for loop, and then we are going to say what we are going to print inside. System.out.println, and then we want to print the phase numbers, that's phase plus, and then we are going to leave a space. For that I put a tab right here, and after that we want to print out the frequency, how many times this phase was rolled. So frequency phase. Now we are done with this programming. Okay, now when I saw, okay, there are some errors are showing. This one should be int, and here another error, int. Okay, this one, and then here frequency. Let's run this one. Let's see whether we have errors. Okay, we have errors. In this line we have plus frequency 1 plus rand dot next int 6, and then we close this one. Okay, here we have 4, int phase is equal to 1, and then phase is less than frequency dot length, phase plus plus. Everything looks perfect. Maybe I made a mistake in frequency naming. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Okay, let's see. Unsolved completion next int. Okay, let's look again. java.util.random public static void. Okay, rand is equal to new random, integer frequency is equal to new and 7, and then 4, integer roll is equal to 1, roll is less than 1000, roll plus frequency 1 plus rand dot next int 6. Oh, I put double square bracket. It shouldn't happen. It's this one is in the round bracket. Okay, this one is in the round bracket. Now this error is gone. Let's run this one and see whether we still have errors. Okay, still I have error in this line. Okay, for int phase is equal to 1, phase is less than frequency dot length, and then phase plus plus. Okay, let's continue with this one. Okay, here we don't have round bracket. Okay, we close this one, close the curly bracket, system.out println phase \t frequency, and then semicolon. Oh, we didn't close the curly bracket here. Okay. Oh no, we don't close it here. System.out.println phase frequency. Okay, then we start with 4 integer phase is equal to 1. Phase is less than frequency dot length, then phase plus plus, then curly bracket starts, system.out println phase plus \t. I don't know what's wrong. Frequency dot length, phase is less than frequency dot length, phase plus plus, system.out println phase plus \t frequency phase. Okay, let me double check one more time. Package apples import java.util random public class boy, public static void main string args. Okay, random rand new random, and then integer frequency is equal to new integer 7, and then for integer roll is equal to 1, roll is less than 1000, roll plus frequency, and then 1 plus ran dot next int 6. Okay, then close it, system.out println phase is phase frequency \t frequency. Did I close it correct? Okay, yeah, that's right. And after that, for integer phase is equal to 1, phase is less than frequency dot, oh shit, the length spelling is wrong, man. Okay, now when I go and run this one, okay, now you can see we are getting the phase numbers, like phase goes from 1 to 6, and then how many times it rolled. Like phase 1 rolled 179 times, phase 2 rolled 158 times, phase 3 rolled 160 times, like that. We can count how many times it has been rolled. That's how we do array elements as counters using Java programming. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. See you guys on my next tutorial.